Hello, hello, and welcome to the Book Buzz Show. I'm your host, Cheryl Brooks. And if you are new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. If you enjoy the upcoming show, please like, follow, and subscribe, and also share the broadcast. Also, for those of you who are new here at the Book Buzz Show, we do talk about the book and the characters with some minor spoilers. We don't give anything too major away, though, that would take away from your reading enjoyment, just enough to whet your appetite. And in addition to being a live stream, we are also a podcast. So you can follow us at um, the Book Buzz Show with Cheryl, wherever you get your podcast, you can find it. Also, in regards to the conference that we were planning, a Taste of Books 2025 has been pushed back to 2026, just an FYI, and I'll keep you updated on that. All right. So I'm going to get into um, a little bit about the author that we're going to have on today. And we're going to be talking about her book, and the author is Mo Flames. We're going to be talking about her book. Let me bring it up on the screen one moment. Okay, for some reason it's showing up there. But it's Reckless Desire by Mo Flames. For those who are listening later, again, that's Mo Flames, Reckless Desire. And here's a little bit about the author for those who are new to her. All right. Mo Flames is an avid reader, writer, wine lover, and super fan of The Office. She pens contemporary romance stories with complex characters, controversial topics, and unpredictable plot twists. Mo's experiences and creativity fuel her writing her written words. She's never been bashful about racy relationship topics. She's unashamed and unapologetically real. It echoes with her tagline, leaving that fire between the sheets, literally. When she's not writing, she enjoys playing The Sims, reading romance and suspense, binge watching The Office, Snapped, Criminal Minds, or any crime television shows. She resides in Atlanta, Georgia with her husband and daughter. All right, and without further ado, I'm going to bring on tonight's guest, author Mo Flames.
Hey, hey,
Welcome.
hey. How you doing? How you doing?
Good. It's good to have you on. This is our first time meeting and talking, so
Yes.
it's a pleasure to have
Mhm.
you here.
Thank you so much for
And
having me.
and then for those also, my co-host for this evening, as you can see, is Katina Brown.
Hello.
Hey, Katina.
Hi.
I'm gonna call you
All
my
right.
sister, my other cousin.
Right.
I'll tell you why later.
Oh
I'm gonna tell you why later. I'll tell you why
no.
later in the background.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Trying to find where they moved everything. Okay, so it looks like we have some people in the audience.
We do. We do.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank
And she's another
Jennifer.
you.
Your
who
girl
co-hosts
Jennifer.
mine.
She always supporting. Hey, Jennifer.
Worldwide. Worldwide.
And Ola, thank you for joining us.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey, Myra, thank you for joining us. I don't know
Hey,
why it's showing
Myra.
up like that. Wait a minute, let me see.
Hey, Myra.
Okay. Islin, thank you for joining us. Purple Jam Girl.
Mhm.
Hey.
And we have Instagram up as well. It doesn't show up in the main feed, so we'll keep an eye on that as well over
Awesome.
there. All
Mhm.
right, so we'll get right into it.
Awesome.
All right. For those who are new to you, can you tell us about your professional writing journey and how you got started in this biz?
Oh wow. Well, I like to tell people I started writing since I could hold a pencil. So yeah, you know, my dad, my mom, yeah, they laugh, but I'm serious. Since I can hold a pencil, I've been writing. So if you recall those the papers that were they were made, I guess, out of recyclable trees, and you could write in them, and we could trace our
Oh, like a beige color.
yeah, the
And
beige
you have
color,
have like a tan or
And
something.
my
Yeah.
dad had those in those actual pads, and I would walk around with one rewriting stories. And my
Okay.
cousin would laugh about that. She said, "What story are you writing now?" I would just be rewriting stories and things because I just didn't like the way stories were written back then. I don't know. But for sure, Harlequin romance to my heart because that's where I started. I would tell people that's where I started. It was the sweet stuff. You close the doors and everything smoochy smoochy.
Right.
But
I
my
see. I see it
mom,
too. Yeah.
but my mom, which when you read Reckless Desire, so we'll talk about Reckless Desire, but people know me for the chaos of the Enough series. I was
Okay.
raised on the stories. So to me, I feel romance is not as cut and dry. You don't always get your happily ever after
Oh
romance.
no.
Okay. So here I am. So I'm sitting here, it was like cute little stories. It's like, yeah, you can sit here and run through a meadow if you want to, tripping over stuff. And I always made high scores in English. My English teachers, everyone, even my English teacher, thank you, Mr. Payton. I put this out a long time ago in the atmosphere of my high school friends. Like, we told Mr. Payton what you said. So, Mr. Payton, thank you so much for always saying, go for the goal, girl, because you could write. And even people that were, in college was like, girl, you write like you're like an actual writer. These are normal papers. Why are you writing like this is something else? I couldn't just do a normal paper. So since I could just write, this has been me. And I started many years ago under a small press. So this is not my first rodeo as a, as an indie author. This is new, of course, like you said, new to many other people in 2022. But the first time I actually was a published author was in 2008. So this is not my first time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Look, I was waiting for you. I was like, this is my first book. This is one of them.
You ready?
This is not my first rodeo. It's not my first. I've been in the game for a minute. I was here with some old heads. I rub elbows with old heads. I know quite a number of people in the industry for quite some time. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I love that. Love it. So you started out with a small press, and then you say now you're indie.
I'm an indie author under my own company, and I release all my books under my own company, Flames Entertainment. And so yeah, it's just been under the for just 2 years, going into my 3rd year as an independent author.
Okay. Are you full time or you work another job? Oh, you did tell me. Okay,
because I told y'all before we came on.
Yeah, but tell the people in the audience.
So I'm gonna put in the atmosphere though. That they pay for me to do this full time. But yeah, I'm putting in the atmosphere. One day it's going to be the full time where it's going to be full time. I'm working there, so it's coming. It's coming.
But it seems like that would take one of the authors that I had on. She was saying that it takes some of the pressure off because she keeps her primary job, and then she writes. So she says she's not so stressed about I have to get this out. I have to get this out.
Yeah, and I will say, until I can see, because anyone can tell you in this business when it's indie, it's what it says. It's your money. Everything is you. I don't have the big trad machine behind me pushing me and giving me an advance. My advance is my paycheck. So it's like where everything I have to pay for is coming out of my pocket. So I love the fact that I could do that, but it's also the fact that I have to, be able to have those, coins. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We love having the support from everyone in the community, but by all means, being an indie author is out of my pocket. So I love having that full-time gig and that side money to pay for it. So it funds everything I have, putting into it. And as much as I'm doing it, I'm pushing towards that all the time.
Right, because I can imagine that's one thing that people that when I like when the authors talk about, the finance and all of it. When you're doing it yourself, you have to finance all of the marketing and everything.
You do. It's a business. I mean, no matter what, it's a business. Whether you want to, you can't ignore it. It's a business. Right. And even if you think it's trad, you still have to understand it's a business over there too. Somebody you have to understand it's a business all the way around.
That's right. That's right.
Still a business. Yeah.
So you said you normally, in your bio that I was reading, it says contemporary romance. That's what you normally write?
Yeah, well,
you just said something about
that's the umbrella because it's during the contemporary times. It's the umbrella it's under. but I'm playing in a whole nother field over here. This is romantic suspense. This is I've dabbled into. I've started dipping my toe and said this next year when I'm deeming the Moverse, we about to go dark. And so my character started showing a whole another side of their backside. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Okay, this is what we're doing. This is really what we're doing. Okay, so we're getting a little dark here. So, but it's because it's happening during this time, it's falling under contemporary romance as the umbrella. But
Okay.
the sub genres are going to be dark romance and or we
Because this one is more erotic, right?
Yeah.
BDSM, yeah, BDSM, which I told you before. Well, before we could get into the conversation, is going to be more BDSM elements and quite a number of books coming. But some other books I've written, we reach Grumpy Sunshine, but so it still falls under contemporary romance.
Mhm.
But a lot of my writing is romantic suspense and
Okay.
very, very steamy. I cannot do the closed door, turn off the lights. There's nothing ever go. I said
Turn
leaving
off
the
the
fire.
light,
There's
Penny.
not. I said leaving fire between the sheets. Literally.
Right.
Last
Yeah, I
name
got
is
that.
Flames.
I
So
got that.
no. There's nothing cozy over here. If you get cozy and turn your booty right up. Toot that thing up.
So is the rest of your catalog is it IR as well?
No. It is black. And the first IR was technically the Reckless Desire was the first
Okay.
IR.
Okay.
The
All
first
right,
multicultural.
sounds good.
Mhm.
Okay, so these characters that you have in this book, because it was giving me to feel like you visited these characters before, or have they been in other books?
Well, Vince is the oldest brother to a character that is in the Enough series, and that was supposed to be
Okay.
what got people up in arms because they thought he'd passed away in my first series. So it's like it's no big.
Oh, you didn't threw somebody for a loop. Okay.
And that's why I tell people we are wordsmiths. Authors are wordsmiths, and you have to be mindful. And I said this one word. There's a difference between cardiac arrest and the word what's the other one?
I haven't read it too. That part.
Cardiac arrest and someone that has a heart attack. So the point was they read it the way they wanted to read it. I said I never said the word that he was dead. I never said he died. You thought he did. I never said.
Okay, you doing one of those JI moments. Okay,
I never right. Even my editor. She emailed. She said, "Mo, did he die?" I was like, "Did he?" So she's like, "Mo, you got to say that." I said, "I ain't got to say nothing." So I said, "You never know where he might show back up in my universe."
He just appeared.
Right. So I had already planned for him to show up somewhere. So, like you said, we'll talk about why this book came to be, and I never knew where he was going to show up. So, like a lot of things I'm finding for authors, we need series, we need towns, we need cities, we need to give our readers an immersive world, and that's what I started doing, building this world in Atlanta because I live here. I love living in Atlanta,
right.
And I've had readers come to me saying, "Mo, I went to Virginia Hollis looking for this store and looking for this restaurant." I'm like, "For what? That's in my head." Like, why are you going to Virginia Hollis looking for this? That was in my head, girl. Don't be going looking for nothing. I say, please. So
you'd be sorely disappointed.
Thoroughly disappointed. Okay? I have a very expensive mind up here. So I had really had in my head to fool the readers, and I did, because I had one, influencer saying, I can't believe you did. She texted me. She was like, "What the F? What? He was in the bowels of hell. What is this?"
Oh, man.
What do you mean? She's like, "No, he's supposed to be there." I said, "I need you to open up this page." It was on the last page of the book.
You're going to have to say, "Show me where I said that."
I said cardiac arrest. That's the word you were supposed to be looking for. I didn't say that. I said he had a heart attack. Heart attack means an attack of the heart. They can pump, and they can get him back.
He went nowhere.
And they can put him on some medications. They can tell, "Hey, take it easy. Learn how to eat right. Exercise. Do some things to get your life right. Do right by yourself."
So you like messing with the readers.
I'm always and I tell them, read carefully, because I leave nest eggs everywhere. I put all my characters are connected. If you met this character here, the 5 degrees of separation.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Somebody knows somebody knows somebody.
Right.
I'm tired of somebody telling me I know you. No, you don't. No, you don't. But lo and behold, they do because they know somebody.
Right.
And
It's a
that's how
small
that
world.
works with my characters. I love
Mhm.
to create characters who knows, and they are so scandalous. They are just like the stories. I create scandal because somebody done slept with somebody's husband or somebody's wife or somebody's child,
Oh man.
and they're trying to mess up their whole career and come in and just so it's stuff that's brewing and stories that are coming, and readers are just like, and they're waiting for certain characters to be unalive, or they're waiting for certain characters to get theirs, or yeah, they've been waiting. They've been waiting for certain things to happen. So
I'm
they
gonna have
was
to
not,
check out the rest of
yeah,
your catalog
yeah.
after
And
this.
be ready to be cussing me out, and I'll be fine with it. I be looking at you like, okay, I've had one girl was sending me messages. I was like, what is this? And she was like, how could you? Why did you do this? And I'm like,
Oh
like,
man.
I was crying too. I was mad at myself. I was like, but okay, but this is the story. I got to roll with it. The characters did it, not me.
So this book is part of the Club Desire anthology series.
Right.
How did that come
Yes.
about?
I was so happy to be asked to be a part of it. I'm assuming, I didn't ask what happened to the other author, but I would assume that person couldn't participate.
Okay.
And it was the sisters Tamika and Cassie. They were the ones running it, and they had asked would I like to join. I'm like, sure. And that's why I'm like I said, I had this idea finally. I'm like, finally, now I get to do what I said, because I
Right.
didn't
Say, now I
know.
get to explore this world.
Yeah.
And the idea was we shared Club Desire. Everyone had to come
Okay.
visit Club Desire. You
Okay.
didn't have to, your characters didn't have to live in Chicago. They didn't, all they had to do was come visit Club Desire.
Okay.
And that was the only rule. Come to Club Desire, have an interaction with the young lady at the front desk, Bethany. I mean, you saw that
I saw that.
you
Yep,
saw
yep.
that. Even toast to the gentleman that owned the club. You saw he
Yep.
toasted. That was the only rules. Other than that, have fun. And you saw the rest of the story. The rest of the story was mine. And I connected it back to my world. And that's what they said. We could connect it back to our world. And so I just made sure Vince Moretti, as you can see in the beginning, I even introduced you to another character that's part of my world, MJ Winters, who was very strict. When we were talking about BDSM, MJ Winters and his dad, they were sitting in Infinity, which is the BDSM club here in Atlanta.
Okay.
They started in Infinity, but he leaves Infinity to go to Club Desire.
Right. He tells them that
he tells them you should check that club.
Yeah.
I've been there before. You should go there. Here's your ticket.
Right.
Go and meet Beth. Make sure you talk to Bethany. Make sure do those things. And so that's what it was. It was like, here, take your story, come here. And that's kind of how it came about. And I just roll with the story, and that's how it came to be.
I love that. I love that. We have a question from Island Purple Jam Girl. She's asking, what made you decide to do IR?
So here's the thing. Why not? We don't live in a world. I mean, I know, unless we're doing speculative fiction where we say make a world where there's no other races.
Right.
Aren't there other races here?
Well, we are. Well, I know she reads it, and me and Katina both read all.
Right. So I mean, because that was my thing. So get ready. They're not just going to be Caucasian men in the Moverse. There's going to be Asian. There's going to be Indian, East Indian. Excuse me. There's going to be other races. Just be prepared, because that's what I see. My lenses see here in Atlanta other races loving on Black women, and I follow them on Instagram. I've actually Instagram, TikTok, I've actually reached out to these couples and asked them. There's some of them who've agreed to be my muses. Talk to them about their struggles in that, and ask them, what do you face in this world when people see you as a Black woman dating a man out that's not Black? So I'm like, I don't care, as long as you're being loved and you're not being treated like garbage. I don't care, because it's love. Love is love. It has no boundaries. It does not understand other than you're supposed to be loved. So I chose IR just based on the fact that I've seen it in different places. I have family members that are not Black, and my cousins or my nieces or nephews. I have that, so I cannot write a story that represents that. You know what I mean? That's not. I understand we need escapism. Yeah. But also need realism.
Well, that is escapism for a lot of people. I
know, but that's why I said, if I would want that, then I would need to write. And I said that because I just learned this speculative fiction I would need to write that to say, imagine a world where there are no other races other than the black race. Then I would write that book. But I'm unable to just close my eyes and see a world with just us. I can't. I see so many other races, and I see so many people, so many women who are so beautiful being loved on by some fine ass men in other races. I'm like, God.
So did you get any pushback from your core audience? Are they used to just getting a certain type of romance from you?
I'm still growing my audience, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this. There, you won't win everybody. There's
Right.
not going to be a book for everybody. This book was supposed to be for the reader who wanted to read it.
Right. Right.
And this book is supposed to be, again, the book that follows the storyline of what's going on. If you want to know what's going on, you're going to read this one because you need it.
Right.
You needed to find out what happened with the guy I'm just telling you about, with Aaron's brother. You needed to read this because the next book after this is Christmas with the Carters, and the book after that is Falling for Jordan. So it's books that you need.
It connects,
they connect it. And I tell my readers, if you don't, that's fine. They're standalones. You don't have to, but just sometimes you need those books to just kind of tie this world together.
Right.
Just because he's a white male on the cover. And I feel like I'm not telling it all, because I don't know if y'all noticed something when she was talking to his dad, when Vince was talking to his dad and mom on the phone.
Right, that the mother was also black. Yeah.
Right. But we've been taught, but he passes. They pass because they look white.
Right.
But there's I'm like, they're multicultural. So I don't go around saying these guys are black. They look white to me. They pass for white. They pass for white. And
I didn't get that. Okay, I missed that. Did you get that? Did you get that? I didn't get that. I just realized that it was an interracial couple, the mother and the father too. But okay, so was the entire anthology like that, where it was
everybody? Entire anthology is interracial.
Okay,
strictly white and black. There's
just
nobody
so
that's
be clear with people in the audience.
It's the entire interracial. There's no black on black on that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and Myra is saying she can't wait to read the series.
Oh, please do. You'll love it.
And then the anthology, I think it's like 22 books.
Yeah, and the total, the entire series where it starts, I would start with the first one so you understand about Club Desire. Start with the first one.
Oh, okay.
And that one, I want to say
I'm about to say, do they have it in order on Amazon? Because I didn't see any.
Because there's no order. Here's the thing: there's no order. You can pick whichever book.
Okay.
It's not like an order, because that's why I was saying we shared the world. We shared the world, meaning every author came to Club Desire. That was That was the thing. That was the rule. Everyone comes to Club Desire, and whatever you wanted to do with your characters, the rules just come to Club Desire, meet Bethany, meet the owner, and that's it. The first book, though, tells you about how Club Desire came to be and the owner and Bethany.
Okay. Which, you know the name of that one?
Yes, that's what I got. Courtney. It was Courtney. I said the wrong name. Courtney is Courtney Dean, and that's Tamika Brown and Courtney Dean are siblings. So, but it was Courtney Dean and Tamika Brown, and I'm just getting ready to tell. I think it's Captive. I think
is it Submit to Love?
Submit to Love. Yep, Submit to Love. You got it. I was just going to grab it, but Submit to Love.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in the last season, which was Fall of Desire. I was in the last season.
Okay.
Yep. So I was part of the last season, Fall of Desire. Yep.
Now, something that I always ask romance authors now when they come on the show is, what movie or book do you go to when you're looking for a good romance?
Ooh, for a good romance. Good movie.
What?
Jason's Lyric. Jason's Lyric.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, but yeah, that one.
Only because of that one scene when that man booty
watching her. Oh,
his booty back.
I thought you were gonna say when he was. Wasn't that the one where he was washing her feet?
But that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was.
Because I thought that was. I love that.
I'm there.
But yeah, I like the other one. I like that too.
That was good too. That came right. That one right there. I don't know why, but okay.
And I just saw Jada being interviewed the other day, and they were talking about Jason's Lyric.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that one right there. That was
Long time ago.
Jennifer said that was the scene. Yes.
That was scene. That was. I'm trying to say that was scene right there. That was the one right there. That one right there. I always come to mind. I'm like, they talk about his booty in that
And
scene.
that was
So
Alan Payne, right?
That was Alan. I'm gonna say
Alan
Alan
Payne.
Payne. That never. I would never. I never see him the same after that. I said Alan William. Like that.
Oh man.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. And that was those raw movies back then. We didn't get those anymore. I'm sorry, we don't get those anymore.
Right.
That was one of my favorites.
That's true. Now we're going to get into what I had started to talk about when we started to talk about off camera.
Okay.
What research did you do to get into the BDSM lifestyle?
Yes. So that
you talk about where you went.
Yes, because listen, I'll be honest, my husband and I now are tapping into the lifestyle. We're not in that lifestyle at first. Okay, I'll be honest, we were not in that lifestyle at first. Now we are dipping our toes in our kneecaps.
Oh, really? Okay.
We are kneecaps in it now. Okay. Because there's a conference every year. Another author, Nikki Rome, launched, and I had met her 2 years ago in Vegas at another book convention. They've changed their name to Author Nation, and she was starting hers, and it's called Smut Lovers Conference. It is for readers and authors to come to learn about the BDSM lifestyle, both to learn to read, to learn to write it, and what should be in it. I was just like, my head was like, what?
I can't even imagine what kind of stuff they introduced y'all to in the conference. When I read that at the end of the book, I'm like, is this real? I've never heard of it.
I was not ready. I was not ready. Someone who I did work. When I said I have to be immersive, I research, I talk to people. I'm not afraid. I walk in like, excuse me, I have a question. Can I ask you something?
Right.
Let me ask you something. I mean, I have questions. Okay, let me ask you something. And there were knowledgeable doms, switches. There were people who are writers, authors who are in the lifestyle. I had the opportunity to meet authors who are very popular, who were there, and they're in the lifestyle. And we had the opportunity to sit with them and ask questions. And I was like, excuse me. And they were like, I got another question. I got a question. Now, would you do this? And they were like, Mo got another question. Like, I want to know. Would you put this in your book? Because the thing, we all have kinks.
Right.
But the problem is we don't understand what those kinks are sometimes, and we're taught that's taboo. We don't do that. Because that's not appropriate.
That's
you know, and I'll be honest, in our Black community, we don't do that stuff. We got a lot of generational things going. Where you put your hair around my neck?
Well, we're very reserved people for the most part. Yeah.
You're not tying me up because I'm already going back with my ancestors. Hold up, let's put it on the table first.
Well, you know what I found? I was more adventurous in my 20s, I think. I was down to try stuff, but I read a book where the husband tied up the woman. They made a movie, but this was Stephen King.
Yeah,
and he ended up having a heart attack and dying, and she handcuffed, and they're at a remote location. So she's there for days.
He didn't use his.
And ever since that, I read that.
Checking out her man. She wasn't doing safe word. She wasn't checking in. She was like,
it's got to be something I could get out of, not no handcuffs.
So yeah, but that was the thing. Understanding about people having kinks and what does that look like for us,
right?
You know, and because we could talk all day about. I like them because I told my barber, he was, I like choking people. I said, oh, do you kid girl? I told you
I
like
don't know if I'm doing that either.
Right.
Don't do that.
Say that.
Don't do that.
Say that. That's all right. Even if you like doing that, don't go around telling women you like
right.
But I understood because that is something people started to get, and we're going to put the elephant where it's sitting. 50 Shades of Grey was the baseline in the bar that set high for
that's
many.
why it was so popular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so many authors in the industry and people and we call them SW, sex workers, now, because they were very frustrated. This was a very unpopular belief, because that is not how it works. If you really look at that was not consent. That was technically rape. That was a lot of things not done in the scope of how it should have been.
Well, that's why
I've
she
never
left.
read
Remember
it.
in the beginning, she left, and then he lost her, and then
Yeah,
he gave in a lot. He gave away,
yeah. So, but when you look at how it's done,
Mhm.
and you talk to many of the experts in the business, it is about trust more than anything. It's about consent. It's about trust.
Mhm.
It's so many levels, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's so many things. Under each letter, you have bondage. You have sadism. You have
Mm-mm,
masochism.
mm-mm,
You have,
mm-mm.
but you have all those things, dominance. You have all those things under
Mhm.
each of those letters that you may not fall under all of those.
Right,
You may have one thing that you're under, and or several kinks that you're under, and
right,
that's all you may be focused on. Like,
right.
and again, where you see Dom and Vince, those two, that was, and I chose that because I did, number one, I did not want to educate because I was still new. I
Mhm.
was
Okay,
not going to
okay.
pick a book to educate. I
Right.
wanted to just have a couple that knew what they wanted and get
Mhm.
Right.
right to it. And I
Right.
said that was purposeful. But when you read Fall for Jordan, oh, he's
That's gonna
teaching.
be different. That's
Oh,
gonna be deeper.
oh, you read Fall for Jordan, he teaching her some things. Anything after that is going to be, you can see the growth, and because when I went to Smut Lovers, I learned a lot from
Mhm.
everyone that was teaching. This year when I went, I got to go to the Woodshed in Orlando where I got to actually see fire play. But when I say fire, I mean fire play. I got to see the actual
Wow.
impact play. Um,
Mhm.
different elements of,
Mhm.
when you say BDSM, people that chose to go into different places and different things done to them. I didn't get to see a wax play. I didn't get to see someone do wax play. Someone actually had the pins put on them, the actual
Mhm.
pin. And then later, I got to see a group of Black people. It's a Black Touch. They do Black porn. And I got to see them do an event here in Atlanta with a Master Dom. I
Mhm.
follow them. His sub, another Master Dom, his Switch. Got to talk to them, ask tons of questions with them, especially the Switch. She was very important because I asked, how does that work? Because
Mhm.
if you're a Switch, how can if you're a Switch, how, because that was a thing that was going to happen between Dom and
Right. He basically was
Yeah.
okay. We gonna get it. Okay, so okay, so
Yes.
for
that was
those
the
in the
research.
audience, the characters are Vincent and Dominique,
Yes.
Yes.
and they're in that lifestyle. Dominique
Hmm.
was introduced to it through her ex,
Husband.
Yes.
and she
Mhm.
was the submissive, and he was the
Exactly.
dominant.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then Vincent has always been the dom with
Hmm.
submissive. But when he goes to Club Desire, is it Desire the one that he went to?
Club Desire. Yep.
When he goes to Club Desire, he sees her in her role as a dominatrix,
Yep.
Mhm.
which she started doing after she split with her ex.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She didn't want to ever be a submissive again.
Nope.
What I liked about it is that once they decided that they were going to actually be, I don't, what did they call it? Is it like a relationship? Because when you first doing it, do they consider that to be a relationship or like a partnership?
Technically, no. It's like a contract. It's really a contract.
Okay.
Technically, they have a contract because they're not. I mean, for them, I can say it was a contract, but by the time it's like, nah, you mine.
Right, right, right.
You
So
mine.
when they were going to
But
enter into a contract, they already had decided amongst themselves that they were going to do different. They're going to take turns doing being dominant.
right,
Okay.
exactly, right. Because
And
that
what I
was when they
liked is
met
that
each
he
other.
didn't try to change her
Right.
mind to going back to just being submissive.
Yeah, he knew he couldn't. He had to learn what was the like. He said, what had happened to you? What was the issue? And she had told him, like, my
Right.
spouse cheated. I mean, because typically your dom protects you. Your dom protects you from everything.
Right.
The last thing you want a dom to do is step out of your union. If you have this type of relationship, if you're going to have an open relationship, they come to you. But
Right.
Xander is such a jerk. Xander is arrogant. And you
Right. Because
saw
he
how
talked
he
her
was.
into doing a threesome.
Right.
But then when she didn't want to do it anymore, then
He
that's when he
kept.
started being, abusive.
Mm-hmm.
But not abusive, but you know what I
Right. He took
mean.
advantage of her, and
Yeah.
that was the thing you don't do. And I mean, and I got that. And I tell people all the time, if I want scandal, anything dramatic that you think can that happen, go to Lipstick Alley, go to Reddit, go to Shade Room. It
Oh,
happened.
really?
It
Really?
happened. It happened.
So
Them
you,
people,
so you
them
see
people
all
put all their
kinds,
business out there.
everything.
They put all their business out there. They tell it all on Lipstick Alley and Reddit. Oh, let me tell you, what my mama did to me. I'm like, what?
Oh,
That's going in the book. Note to self. Somebody mama gonna be just like that. So yeah. So yeah.
But you
So
know what? I used to read a lot of BDSM back in the day. I used to read Maya Banks and a whole lot of other ones. You didn't see a lot of Black authors doing it back then.
right.
But they were good. They were good. I'm like,
Mhm.
I haven't gotten, like I told you, I haven't read a lot of it in several years until recently. A couple of months ago, I had one, and then now yours. So I said, I guess I'll dip back into this world again. But what I like too is that you also show like the danger that comes along with it. What happened with Vince?
Yeah.
When he basically didn't he stop breathing?
Yeah, he didn't snap his feet. He didn't do nothing. He didn't like tap out. I mean, and she checked on him one time. She's like, "What, bruh? What?"
Right. So luckily she knew what to do.
Yeah. Not breathing. Ever.
Because you know that happened in real life, not with what they were doing.
But again, I looked it up and it has happened. Like
right. Because I was about to say a celebrity, it wasn't what they were doing. He actually did the choking thing and died.
Yeah.
But so it comes with a lot of danger too. That's why, like you said, there's got to be a lot of trust. You have to abide by the rules if it's too much to use your safe word.
Yes.
But I like that scene because that was the first time. As much as I used to read it, I did read one where the woman passed out, but she wasn't. She was breathing. She just basically passed out because of this overstimulation.
Yeah, it was being drowned and suffocated.
I mean, he told her.
Drowning and suffocation, like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh man. So, what stood out to you, Katina, in the book? Besides what we just
hilarious, by the way.
There's always something hilarious in the book. You always gonna find something funny in the book.
What I loved was the relationship with her girlfriends.
Her one friend with her name Charity or Chastity.
Chastity.
She was hilarious. She was hilarious.
Yeah.
Love them.
I will say in all my books, friend girls are a plus. My friend girls,
good, because I love that.
Friend girls are a necessary thing in my books. Friend girls and the guy. Even if you think the friends in the book might, because my last book they said the friends ain't shit.
Oh, really? Okay.
They was no trouble in this last book, but the friends are friends. They are funny and they cut up. It is natural. The hee hee ha ha and then the cut up or whatever they do is there. It's genuine. You can see it. You feel it. They got their backs. They go hard or whatever. So you see it.
Got that.
Yep.
Sure did.
That's one of my favorite things to read about friendships.
Yeah.
Sisterhoods and brotherhoods. Yeah.
Yep.
Love that. So what were you saying? That was one of your favorite things, Katina?
Yeah, I just love their honesty and like you could see their support and their encouragement, and they can always tell when something was wrong or like they knew each other like the back of their hand. And it was just like even when she was going to do the chest thing and they were like, uh-oh, what's wrong?
That was one of my other questions. What made you include chess in the in the book is something that they both were into, and the chess metaphor throughout.
I will tell you, I think my writing is always prophetic. I don't know why my writing there's always signs for me. Books that I write, you'll find that. So just know that that's what happens. Okay. When you get to my catalog, you'll see why. So when I chose them, and I thought about this for a while. I said, will they be my chess couple? Because I've always wanted to learn to play chess, number one.
Me too.
And I have don't know where. I think it's on the other side because I'm down in my basement in my content space. I think it's on the other side. I have a chessboard. It's been sitting there. I'm like, I'm gonna learn. I got you on checkers. Get me on checkers. I'm gonna get you. Right off the board.
And I have an uncle that's really good, and I said I'm gonna have him teach me, and I still haven't.
Right, and it's like, and they have everything for you to learn. And I was telling someone else that I went through, and I looked online, and I got, like you said, research. I went online and looked at all the actual plays, and that's how I understood the plays, what to write when they were having a conversation, when he was winning, when she won.
Right.
Yeah.
How you win? What's the winning plays? Like, what would be a winning play? So when I knew which one would win, I said, how am I going to write that though? How do I write that out? So I'm sitting looking, I was like, So, but my thought process for them was a powerful game because I knew Vince, he's the lead first of all, he's the partner of this law firm in Atlanta.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things I've always seen for most men in powerful positions, they're always doing something like this. They're either smoking cigars, they're doing things like playing chess. They say very prophetic things too. They say they always, and I always saw him as, I'm gonna say something, you won't get what I'm saying. And I got the vibe he would be the brother that would always come across as, if I make a move in life, it's going to be this type of move. It's gonna be chess moves.
Right.
Chess moves. And I just kept seeing that. I just kept seeing him and her. And then those words, art of war.
I love that.
Art of war. And I said, that's it. This is the couple that has to do it. I
enjoyed that aspect of it.
And then I started looking for all the quotes that had everything to do with chess.
Right.
And that took some time because it needed to match every single chapter too. If you notice, every single chapter with the quote matched the chapter that was going to happen. So that took a little while too. Like whatever happened in that chapter, the quote matched that chapter. So it was like a little while to make sure it matched. But yeah, that was the idea, that he just was that man that stood. Even when he shows up in the later book, he has that same idea. He still talks in those quotes. He's like, man, why you always sound like Yoda or Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like, he can't help it. He's always speaking like he's.
And let me just acknowledge, hello everybody on Instagram as well. Like I was saying earlier, the feed doesn't show in the central feed, so I just wanted to acknowledge you over there. Hi, Midnight Ace Book Bar. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right. So now you also introduced Vincent's brothers in the book. One of the moments that I thought was like, what the H, when they went to the club and the one brother is in there doing a line of coke.
That's the one. That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's the one. Okay.
That's supposed to be underneath the ground.
Okay.
That was like, because when he said Aaron Joseph Moretti,
right?
They were calling him Joey throughout the whole book,
right?
And that was why I said I write things and never in my head think about, because the whole book, the whole series prior to this, he never had a middle name. His name was just Aaron Moretti. And I said, but if I create another character, they got to have more brothers. I want a series of these men. So the Morettis it's 4 of them.
It's Vince.
Okay. Yes, it's Vince. It's Vince, Aaron, which is Joey, and there's Josh, and then there's Nico.
Right.
Okay.
And they were coming to fix the problem that Joey has, which Joey has a snorting problem, and Joey got some stuff from Xander.
There's some other problems that
and he got a lot of problems.
Another financial.
Joey got a lot of problems.
That he need his firm, his brother's firm.
Right. And so he's in this club, which is owned by Xander, the guy he gets his lines from. He gets his booger sugar from. And he convinces him to take a line. And he sits there and takes the line before his brother walks in. And Vince's like, what the ever you doing?
Right.
So of course the older brother, he smacks him upside the head a couple of times. Like, you just ruined your rehab. This whole thing's supposed to be getting better. We came here to fix your problems. Like, like, what are you doing?
And then you do this. Right. And at first I thought that, but when I found out it was Xander who owned it, I thought he did something to like orchestrate that. That's what I was thinking at first.
Yeah.
I didn't like him at all. But okay, so we're almost at time. And one thing that we do if it applies is we tell our heartfelt or romantic moment.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was Dominique and Vincent on the rooftop terrace.
Yes. I love doing
When they
that.
exchanged bracelets. I love that.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
actually, she brought the
She did.
bracelets. Yeah.
Because on her, because she was never gonna get married again. She was
Right.
she was never gonna settle down again. Marriage was off the table after Xander. This was all on her to be in a relationship like this, thinking about marriage. First of all, leaving Chicago to come to Atlanta.
Right. Right.
So it's all on her.
And Myra is saying she's really enjoyed. Oh, she really enjoyed us today and have learned a lot from you, the author.
Thank you so much, Myra.
I did too, from because, like I said, that was my first time somebody actually stopped reading. I've had to pass out, but not to stop reading. So it just reinforced how it can turn to another thing if you're not careful.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Experienced.
That's right.
You don't know what you're doing.
Okay, you know what you're doing. Gotta be careful out here.
Okay, I have to ask. Have you tried to go to a club yet?
Oh, I've been there, done that. I tell my husband, we got kneecaps in now. We got kneecaps in now. Our kneecaps in here.
I know you said y'all were trying a little bit at the time.
Our kneecaps are in now.
I love that.
Me too. I do.
Love it.
Our kneecaps are in here now. So yeah. Be a little bit better on this sometime another year. Have my whole elbows in.
Oh, and let me put up in case you the name of the book again is Reckless Desire by Mo Flames. Mm-hmm. And before we close, is there anything else coming up? I know you mentioned some things coming up.
Well, this Friday is the book anniversary for Reckless Desire. So
really? Okay.
Yes. So it's on KU, which means if you have the Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free. But it will be for free. So when you go on there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can click it and get it for free.
Okay.
My gift to you. And also you can go to my website and I will have a discount for the book. So you get it autographed.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
So on Friday, just on Friday, you can go and get it on my website. And the website is www.moflames.com. And you'll be able to actually get this book autographed. It'll be at a discounted price on the 13th. That's when we came out last year with this baby. And I will have it signed and autographed with some goodies in your bag, everything in your gift bag and everything. So yeah, so that's what's coming. And of course, all the time, I always have something going on, but by the end of the month, there's more with this guy, his brother. Yeah, it's more to come. So, but yeah,
how long does it normally take you to finish a book?
It depends. It could be like 30 days to 45 days. It just depends on the size. Like if it's 40K, 50K, the rough draft is 40 to 45 days. So yeah, it doesn't take long. But then if like I said, I'm going dark, it might take me 2 months. So yeah.
So you mean like dark romance? You're going
dark romance? Yeah,
okay,
we're going dark. Yeah. And that's because their brother Joey is unhinged.
Right.
Joey is
it's not too dark. I used to read dark romance, but to me, it kind of like the line kind of started getting blurred between abuse of relate and romance for me. Anyway, I know a lot of people like the darker the better, but.
I will tell you, if you read the Enough series, and by the time you get to One Is Enough, talk to me.
Okay, I'll let you know if it's.
Let me know, because that's where you see their brother Aaron. He's the unhinged one. He's the one that shows what he's capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
and that's where it starts.
Okay, I'll check that out and let you know.
Because here's the thing, I'm reading it, and there's levels of kink. Now there's torture. I'm gonna say there's torture. That's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it the right way, it should be a kink on top of that dark. And that girl is just as unhinged as him, and they should be getting it in and loving on each other. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I know. And that's what I'm focusing on. They unhinged and they loving each other and they doing that.
And I do get that some people like the pain with the, with the pleasure. But I'm talking about more like dark, where it's like like you said, like we were talking about rape and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm not really on that one. I'm like I said, I have a difference of opinion on that one. I read a couple of this. I was in, like I said, I was in my head. I was not writing it so I could read it.
Right.
So I was really delving into it. I needed to be in the headspace. And one of the things Walter Mosley and Stephen King, which I read them and I do their master classes, and they both said it. You got to read this stuff to understand it. You got to watch this stuff too. I watch you. Now, these guys are like that. You touch them, you die. So that's going to be a part of it. These guys are unhinged. I mean, Vince knocked Xander the F out. He could have, they were in a public place.
Right.
Do not get it twisted. These men are attached to a different set of guys. This was not the book for me to put it in there.
Okay.
If you read Falling for Jordan gives you a sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
The next book, like I said, with the brother, Aaron introduces you to the family that has all the connections for them. So the darkness comes from them being unhinged, and that part that says if you touch her, you die. That part that they will go to the extent they push, they pull, those things that make them do things that are not normal, the taboo of it. I think it gets muddy when they want so bad to be everything unhinged and do all the bad things, and like you said, the rape and all that. But you got to really get back to the basics of what is the love, and what is the part that makes it dark, and what is the part that brings them together. So I'm focused on those two things, and then I'll give you all the kink and stuff, and then you can get excited about that stuff. But once I can figure out those two things, what makes him unhinged about her and what she's already unhinged about, and their romance, y'all gonna fall in love with that story.
Okay.
Y'all gonna be like, nah, that's the dark romance, because that's what it is, right?
Right.
You find out what is it about their romance that's dark. They want to be together.
Mm-hmm.
They're dark. Their romance is dark. They're unhinged as a couple.
Right. Okay.
Sure, he could all the things. That's why I say it gets muddy, because all the other things start happening. And I understand, because everyone wants more. Readers want more. Readers start saying, add all the other stuff. Give me when he chokes her. I mean, listen, authors will write it. You tell author, give me when he tie her up. Give me it. So they want more. Authors go, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Authors will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I'm over here like, I don't need him raping her. I mean, if they playing, fine, but no, I have a whole I write a whole nother plane over here, and it's done where it's I just have a different mindset, and I hope that it's carried out that way, and you can see it, and at least that one is enough. I had someone call. I was scared, and I was turned on. Is that right? It's like, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Because as creepy as he was. He was turned on because he was unhinged and he was doing creepy stuff. He was, and that is to me. But the problem was it wasn't reciprocated.
That's when it gets right. That's when it gets. That's the key. But you know what? I love learning about all the different aspects, because I used to read a long time ago. And I'm trying to think of the name of the series. I can't think of it, but it introduced me to rope play, and the way that the author described like the colors and stuff of the rope and how artistic and stuff it made it more of a, like I said, it made it more artistic than just him tying her up.
Exactly.
And it was beautifully done. I'm gonna have to think of the name.
I was gonna say, you think of it, let me know.
Yeah, it was done
as
really
much
well.
as I'm a writer, you said I'm a reader. When I'm not writing, I'm reading, because it expands my thought process. Because one of the things one of the things you won't ever find is that I won't have a good plot. I have so many plot twists. At the end of the day, you're like, what the heck did I read? Because I'm in the Matrix right now. You're like, this was because this is crazy to me. Like, yes, that's what I love. I want my readers, when they finish reading, to be mind blown. That's my goal. I don't ever want my readers to close a book and be like, okay, because you're gonna have people who just want smut. I'm gonna give you smut. You're gonna get, because you read this. This is smutty. It's steamy. You always gonna get that. You're gonna get from the rooter to the tutor. It is gonna have all the fun stuff. But at the same time, I'm going to give you that story that's been
And that's what
researched.
I like. Yeah.
And it's
Because
going to be well written.
I like it. Got to be balanced. I don't want just all erotic stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I need a good story too.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a pleasure having you on. I had such a good time talking to you.
You too. I hope I get to come back. You
Of
guys
course,
need
of
another
course.
one. Yeah, look, you get into the Moverse. I know you. I need to talk to her. What the F did she told me?
And I will reach out and let you know too.
Like,
Yes.
Especially listen, if you start with this one, I'm gonna tell you right now. You start with this one, we're gonna have some conversations. One ain't enough.
Okay. I'm writing it down.
You start with this one, we're gonna be talking. You be like, what the F, Mo? What the hell? And that's all. And you be like, this was Vince's brother? Oh my God, it can't be his brother. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got me because I'm doing my list now of books I'm gonna read over the holiday break. So,
and that's those are fast reads. Anyone that reads them, they go through them and they be like, this was it. I've been told real quick, it's the soap opera, but it is the Dynasty and
Dallas and all that.
Yeah, but it's the Dynasty, but it's everything in love and hip hop, all of that meeting, but it's all of that because it's here in Atlanta. You get that type of vibe because there's so much drama and everything going on, and of course the smut.
Love it. I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
All
right. Did you have any final comments, Katina, before we go into the second segment?
No, I just enjoyed the book. Thank you so much for entertaining us. And
yes,
as like you said, what the world? I learned so much. I was all the piercings and what they mean. I was in the music.
Right.
I love the music because I like to listen.
I do too.
They listen to when we're going through it. So that was cool too.
And I actually did that too. I turned on so I could hear what the music was. Yeah.
Well, you learned that in the first book that the main guy, he's a music mogul, and I have to have music while I'm writing, and that's my thing. And we have a whole music series. That's his group. It's a spinoff.
Okay. So, love that too.
So yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll definitely make sure to have you back.
All right. Yeah. Have a good evening too.
All right. You too.
Thank you.
All right. Let me take this off. Right. You gonna have to exit out, Mo.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you, do I exit out?
Let me see. It's tricky. And I don't know where it is in here because they didn't change everything around. You see it where it is, Katina, on your end? Because mine look different.
For me, it's in the right-hand corner. It just says leave. So.
Oh, okay. Well, she found it. So.
She did.
All right. So we're going to get into our second segment. I hope you enjoyed the first segment. And please make sure to get the book. You will not be disappointed. Especially if you like erotica, you'll love it. Oh man,
I learned so much.
Yeah, me too. And I used to read it all the time too.
I know, and I still didn't get like this take on it.
That was yeah.
That was real interesting.
All right, so we're about to get into our highlight of the week. And all right, so my highlight for this week is where is it? Mine is one that I truly, truly, truly love this book.
Yes.
Take the Long Way Home by Rochelle Ayers. And it was, oh man, I can't say enough about this book. It was so, so good. And Katina was actually the co-host on when I spoke to Rochelle Ayers. And if you have not seen that interview, please go back in the archives and check it out. It was a great discussion. All right, so I'm going to read the brief synopsis so you get an idea of what it's about. Again, for those who are listening later, is Take the Long Way Home by Rochelle Ayers. heirs. Okay, so from a cloistered 1950s Mississippi town founded by freed slaves to the striking diversity of Paris and Rome in the 1960s and 70s, through Wall Street's glittering, roaring 80s to the present day, this sweeping, unforgettably moving novel from the national best-selling author chronicles one Southern Black girl's remarkable journey through some of the history's most turbulent decades and the four men who challenge her to fight for happiness. And freedom fighter, brilliant businesswoman, devoted wife, master of languages, and ultimately savior of a European dynasty. Claudia Patterson will become all of these, spurred on by the fiercely powerful loves and losses along the way. And we talked about this on when I was talking to Rochelle Ayers. It reminded me of one of my other favorite sagas, Jules by Danielle Steele, that I read many, many years ago, but it has stayed with me all of this time. And it put me in the mindset of that because this saga too spans decades. And my thoughts is, I like I said, I love this like Danielle Steele's book, but even more so because the main characters were people of color, so I could relate. And it combined so many things that I loved as well in the story, which was a strong female lead, which I love, historical elements, different locales, family, friends, and vivid descriptions and romance. We got all of that plus more in this story. Rochelle Ayers did such a great job with writing in such a way that made me feel as if I were experiencing the journey along with the heroine Claudia. I loved experiencing what life was like in the different decades and the way life was for Claudia herself. We also got some, like I said, historical insight into what life was like for example, she was navigating in one part of the story, Jim Crow South, and encountering the Klan, and then she got involved in the civil rights efforts because her husband at the time also was part of the civil rights movement. You remember that, Katina?
I do.
And then also in the story, we get a strong sense of family, especially with Claudia and her grandmother, and I love their relationship. And she had a very profound impact on her as she was growing up. She was very close to her parents as well as her two cultured aunts.
Yes.
And I love their relationship as well. And they opened up a whole new world for her in different ways. She also had very strong friendships, which is a sweet spot for me as well. That spanned decades, even when they were no longer living, in close proximity. She had her college roommate Yvonne, and she ended up having a friend that she met abroad, a French friend named Noel. We also experienced her life with the men who loved her over these many decades. One of the things that we touched on when we were talking to the author is we were trying to decide who was her true love. Because she had such each relationship was very profound, but we were trying to figure out, okay, which one was really her love, the love of her life. And we all had different, I think we had different answers, didn't we?
Well, I thought, because I thought it was the one that was in the end that had.
That's the one I thought too. That's what I thought too. But I also thought that it was Robert. So
yeah.
And Robert was the first husband during the civil rights, during Jim Crow. So that was a toss up, and I can't remember which one Rochelle said too that she thought. I don't know if she said Robert. I think she might have said Robert, didn't she? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back. and
it was Robert.
But that just tells you all that when you're reading, you get swept up in the love story. And like we just said, it was like 4 significant loves that she had over these decades, or at least 4 significant men that touched her life in some way.
Yeah.
One of my favorite periods in the book was when Claudia lived abroad.
Mm.
And we got so many vivid descriptions as far as the setting, the fashion, and the food, that I felt like I was right there with them. Um, I just love reading all the different aspects of Claudia's life and the people that were in and out throughout, these decades. And like I said, I can't say enough about this book. Anybody that loves historical romance, that loves destination type locales, exotic locales, strong families, strong friends, strong love story. You get all of that.
You do.
You get all of it. So I highly recommend Take the Long Way Home by Rochelle Ayers. And if you are looking at the cover, I have mine right here too. If you are looking at the cover, I got my thing on.
My favorite.
But if you're looking at the cover, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover, and it depicts her when she's in Italy, I believe, is that Venice. So very, very, very good story.
And it's what, 500 and some odd pages?
Yes, about 500 and some pages, but you will not feel like it's a lot, like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Myra, I used to devour Danielle Steele's books. They were so real. I haven't read her in a long time, but I know she's still going strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Jules is probably one of my favorites of hers. And like I said, it reminds me something of this. All right. And so we're going to get into Katina's highlight for the week.
So you went historically, romantically, and I went in a different direction.
Yeah, you went in a different direction. All right. And this is Katina's pick for this week. What is that? Dad Bod Hammered. Is that saying it right?
Yes, that is correct. The first book.
So when I saw the title, I'm like, okay, what is this about?
Let me tell you. So you know how we just talked about Rochelle, this 500 page book, and you read the other one so deep, so and this
right.
To cleanse your palate. Some fun, something flirty. Got some, good themes in it, and things like that. Romance and love and self-reflection and all those things are in this book. But this was one of those ones that, like, I just happened to see it, and I read it and I finished it like that. It's like 300 or some odd pages.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like,
I like the person on the cover.
Yeah, I was just saying. So listen. So I'm gonna read the synopsis.
Okay.
It's a dad bod contracting for all your domestic contracting needs. Have a leaky faucet or clogged disposal? Need a new patio with intricate brick paving designs? Want your garage transformed into a yoga studio? Dad Bod Contracting has you covered. Our clean, well-mannered, and friendly professionals provide themselves an attention to detail. Every job comes with a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee, and they have satisfaction capitalized. No job is too small. Hand us your honeydew list, and we'll get it done. Then it goes on to say, it starts with the story. It started with a window that was jammed shut. Pretty simple, right? All I wanted was to open the windows while I tidied the house. I'd been after my no good husband to do it for months, but he never did it. And then he shacked up with his secretary, leaving me with a pile of bills, husband free for the first time in 10 years, and with a house that was falling apart. The ad popped up on my side of my social media, a local contracting agency willing to do pretty much anything. Since I really don't know a screwdriver from a ratchet, I gave him a call. And let me tell you, you heard, and let me tell you, the ad was not lying. Jesse O'Neill can do it all and looks amazing doing it.
While doing it, huh?
He fixed my window, so I called him back to fix the sagging, the front steps, and he carpeted the stairs. He fixed it, and then he fixed the squeak in my bed.
All right. I was wondering when it was gonna get to that part.
It's so funny. He was supposed to fix my house, not my rusty, sputtering libido, and certainly not my broken heart. So
Oh man.
it's one of those books where you see the comments and you're like, some people are like, oh, it's too much sex, and some people are like, it's just like you kind of just leaf through it or whatever because
Right.
it's just because these two main characters, they're both in their 40s.
Okay.
So that's what I like about it. They're mature people. They still got flaws. They still got their issues with themselves.
Right.
The female main character she's a plus size woman. So she's not too confident about what she looks like based on how her husband talked to her.
Okay.
And told her she wasn't attractive, and maybe if she lost a couple pounds, she would be attractive, type of thing. And to top it off, that the women that he cheated with were like pencil thin, so that made her feel
even worse.
So here comes this big old and dad bod. Just so we're clear, it's not a dad bod. It's exactly what this picture looks like. So, this guy's coming in. He comes in the first time, this guy Jesse, to fix her window with his sleeveless shirt on.
Right.
And she's like divorced and defeated. And he comes in and like a spark.
Okay.
Flies. And they're kind of flirty with each other. But he starts to give her little discounts on this and that and another. and they're very, and the thing is, it takes so long to get them there. It builds to like the intimacy. Because they're both so afraid. He has issues with his self-image, believe it or not, and she has hers. But they find themselves, dealing with, they fear being happy because it didn't work out for her before, so she's not trying to get relationships again. He had a love of his life that did him dirty, and so he's not trusting either.
Right.
So they know the feelings are there, those type of things. They know the feelings are there, but they're like, nah, I'm not even gonna try it.
They don't want it They don't even want to recognize it, or at least not say it out loud.
Right. So it's what I liked about it, it was fun. It was flirty. There were moments, heartfelt moments, because the side characters always help because she has a best friend that's always rooting her on and telling her she's amazing, and she's like, maybe not so much. And he himself is telling her the same thing.
Okay.
But she can't get the message because everything that her ex-husband had been telling her is still stronger.
Of course.
Everybody else is telling her. So it's kind of like you're championing for her to just be happy through the whole thing, and for both of them to find each other. So I loved it. I really did. But like I said, it's one of those.
Sounds good. It sounds like it's good. Yeah.
Cleanses the palate when you've read something so serious, and you just need a minute to just breathe a little.
Right.
Now there are 4 books in this series.
Did you read all 4 of them?
I did. And it goes through each man in the contracting, in the company.
Okay.
Each one in the company. And their own individual issues and things like that. But it's like I said, it's a mature group. So it's no real game playing. It's just more just getting out of your own way.
Right.
And
that's what I like too. That appeals to me when they when there's not a lot of game playing. I don't like that's probably my least favorite of some of the romance. Playing
like
games.
You hear something on the phone, like they say something and they just run out the house and like never hear the end of the story. And it's like so that's one of the ones that I read this so long ago, but it's still in my Kindle. So
okay.
but it's pretty good. And
It
that's
sounds,
Dad
it sounds
by
good.
Jacinda Wilder.
Jacinda Wilder.
Yeah.
And for those who are listening later again, that's Dad Bod Hammered Jacinda Wilder.
And the other three, the second book is Drilled. The third book is Nailed. And the fourth book is Screwed.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Love it, love it, love it. Oh man.
It's fun.
And I love him on the cover with holding it for those who can't see it.
Yeah.
On the cover holding his hammer with his shirt off and his tight jeans. I guess those are jeans. Black jeans look like.
They look like jeans. Yeah.
Love it, love it.
But I did want to tell you that I did start the book that you recommended last week.
Which one? Oh, last week. What I
Delgado.
Trying to think, which one did I do last week?
The Delgado family? Capone?
Did you? Because you know, other two people have started it as well since I did my highlight. Because I got so excited and giddy about it.
I should have called you 2 o'clock in the morning when I was reading.
And man, she did her thing writing Capone. Because I'm like all the way to the last book. Well, the last till she come up with the next one. And even though I love the other characters and Capadonna and stuff, Capone still. That's man, he just that swag and.
All I have to say is thank you.
And wait till you get to the rest of this. I'm so glad you're reading it because that has been one of my favorites in a while. I ain't gonna say that because I've read some good ones, but it has stood out for me. I have not like been getting up like, okay, how soon can I get to this book?
Let me tell you, I listened to the first one.
Oh, how's the narration?
It's a whole treat. Treat. The second one is not on Audible yet, so I had to I had to read it. So
okay, wait a minute. Ola is one of them, and she's saying that she on Capadonna's. Ola, okay, you got to tell me what did you think about Capone so far, and you're gonna love Kappa too. You're gonna love him too, but man, these guys. And they're women because they're women. Once you get further along in the story, their women are no joke either. And I just love, like with Capone, I love. Okay, I've got it because I just read 2 more books before since then. Is it Aaron? What's his woman's name?
Aaron is Capone's woman.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, so Aaron, I love Capone and Aaron's relationship. I love how they are with each other.
Yeah.
I love her relationship with her aunt and her brother.
Hey, Joey.
It's like, oh man.
Yes. And now
stuff. Jennifer knows. She said, yes, Katina, you are going to enjoy it. Yes, you are.
Loving it. Every chance I get, I take 2 seconds and I just read a couple pages and I keep moving. I don't know. I'm just waiting because I'm at the point now. I'm waiting for Naeem's thing to do what it's gonna do, and I'm hoping that it does what it does. I know you're not gonna tell me. Don't tell me. But I'm waiting for that thing.
Oh man!
Because it's got to. But yeah,
it is so well done, and I don't read a lot of like street like urban anymore. I have certain authors that I still read. I read Monique, and I don't even know if hers can be considered like urban, but
probably not. Yeah,
but I am this series, man. Oh man, off the chain because it gives me so much of stuff that I love, like the strong family, the strong friendships, the ride or die couple. I get all of that with this.
What I love about this is Capone gives mega vibes for me.
Oh yeah, but he's more, what's the word? they both. I have to read the next Mega because she said that he gets a little darker or something in the next one. But
she said he's more emotional or something. I forget what it is.
That it. I know she said something about dark. She said something about he's gonna be in a dark place or something. But so I have to read that. But yeah, in a way, I can see that, but
not all the way.
But I'm thinking Capone is hitting me even different, even though I love Mega. But man, oh man, oh man, and yes, Ola, you're right. The whole family is off the chain. Those twins have you fan. I love authors that can write some men.
These are men.
And she did it with these twins. She did it. And because one of my top is Maureen Smith, the way she wrote The Wolf.
Oh my God.
Brothers and Cousins. Man, but this one, yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I can't tell y'all enough how much you will enjoy this series if you read it. And Jennifer is agreeing. She said yes. She said I finished it. Get your tissues ready. Which one are you talking about, Jennifer? Are you talking about Mega?
What's she talking about?
Oh no, we got to get our tissue. Oh no.
Copeland, don't you dare. What?
Oh man. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put him on my list for over the holiday too.
Now I gotta stay up all night. I'm sick of you.
My list is getting longer and longer for when I'm on a holiday break. I'm books that another. Okay, Jennifer, have you read this yet? Because I started reading Ties, Riffs, and Refrains because I couldn't listen to it because I had got rid of my Audible. Mm-hmm. So now that it's on ebook, I'm listening to it. I'm reading it, and oh my God, I had to stop myself because I want to get so engrossed. It's so good. So I said this is gonna be one for over the holiday where I can just get engrossed with it. I should have known you read it already because oh man, I'm loving it. So I'm holding it over because I want to read it over the holiday. It's a new author to me that I'm planning on reading too. That I saw on another podcast, Shanora Williams, and when they were talking about the book, it sounded good to me. And then I'm gonna read the Murder series. I started it, but I think I'm gonna go back and so I can read it all in one swoop with Cheryl Lister, and Angela. And then so I need I need to finish that up. And then now I just added Mega Man. Yeah. Oh, and I just told Mo Flames that I would do one ain't enough, but she said it's not long. Yeah, she said it's not long, so I should be able to knock that out.
Hit that on Friday.
Right. Oh, Jennifer, you said you just listened to it, Riff and Refrain. Is that the one you're talking about?
Watching that one too, man.
Because you know what, I need to listen to, but I need to get my Audible back. But I would seem like I was paying for it, and I don't listen to it a lot. But I may check it out to see how it sounds. But I think I may want to read it so I can just get really into it. Yvonne, you said you just started reading Mega. How is it so far? Is he in a dark place in this one, or you don't know yet because you just started?
We're gonna try. I'm gonna read that one too.
Oh, Yvonne, okay. You said what book were you? We were talking about the Delgado family series with Capone and Capadonna and Capri. Let me tell you, I have been devouring these books. I read them in I want to say it's like 6 books altogether or 7 because she did 2.5, 3.5, stuff like that. Yeah. So I think I read all 7 in 4 days.
It's like that.
And it's a continuing series, so it's not done yet. But believe me when I tell you, you will love it. You will love it.
Must read.
So again, that's the Delgado series by Jaquel J.
Jaquel.
Yeah.
Jaquel.
I haven't. What type of book is that, Myra? I'm gonna write it down though, since you recommended it.
Sounds familiar. Like I've seen it before.
Homecoming by Vivian. I think you told me about this before, Myra, and I forgot to write it down. So I definitely will make sure to download it.
That'd be fun.
You're welcome, Ivan, and you can thank me later because you're gonna love it. So far, the ones that saw me gushing over it last week, like I said, it was 2 other ones, and then Katina just told me she started reading it too. They are loving it.
Do yourself a favor.
Just like I did with a lot of people when I was telling them about the Leota Clan by Mel Da, and I was raving about that. So that's another one, and that's going to be one of my highlights too.
Yeah.
But if you haven't read that yet, do yourself a favor. I told everybody about it. Jennifer, Erica, I think Shavana. I told everybody. I think I told you too, Katina.
You did.
Told Midnight, everybody. I was telling everybody I could think of. And now, actually, when Mel Da was on the show, I started to do the Leota Clan, but it's a lot of books. So I said, let's do Mega Man. And I'm glad I did because I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, he's up there.
Myra said it's women's fiction. Okay. I have it written down, so I'm gonna add that to my list to read. Ivana's I like your little what is that? I wasn't gonna say gift, but it's not a gift. But yes, everybody, please check out the book that the author that was on today is Reckless Desire by Mo Flames. And it's an erotica, BDSM, and it's interracial. So Yvonne, you'll like that too. And it's not a long read either. So it's something that you can knock out. And what's the other books we were talking about today? My highlight was that this one is a saga, so it's a long book, but it's so well done. Take the Long Way Home by Rochelle Ayers. That was my highlight for the week. And Katina's highlight is Katina. Can you tell the name again?
Dad Bod and Hammered. Dad Bod Hammered by Jacinda Wilder.
All right. Sounds good. And then we were talking about, that's what we were talking about in the comments. We were talking about both the Delgado series, the Delgado family series by Jaquel J. Jaquel J. That's another one that you'll love. And we were talking about Mega Man by Mel Da. This one is book 2 that we're talking about. But book 1 also was very good. Well, I haven't read book 2. Book 1 was very good, but I know book 2 is good as well. Myra's saying, please is good. She's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay. I definitely will.
It's homecoming.
All righty, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks for being so engaged. And Myra, you said you learned a little something about that world from the author. So I'm glad of that. And continue to get lit with the Book Buzz Show, everyone. And see you next time.
Next time.
Bye.